What's up, my golden boys and girls? Chandler here, and today we're doing kind of a different video for once. Today I'm going to try and go over the best I know about the prices of the Metal Fusion line of tops separately from each of them, or just them in general. Now, most of the bays I have here are actually some of our parts are cobbled together from other bays to make that Beyblade, but that just shows how expensive some of them can be. So without further ado, let's begin with Storm Pegasus. 105 RF. This Beyblade is relatively the cheapest one. You can buy him for around $17, I think, around that price. You can find one used for $19.99. Not $19.99, $9.99, which is where I got this energy ring, fusion wheel, spin track tip. The tip I actually got from a lot, but you get the rest. Stickers are limited edition, of course, so that might bring this base price up a bit. But talking about stock, of course, it's worth a decent amount. Like $17 in box, but I mean $17 in box. You do get a string launcher. Of course, if you buy one used, you're probably not going to get that string launcher. You may get a Mold 2 RF, which is the one you actually, if you're a competitive player, you want Mold 2s. I need to clean this tip off as well. Jeez, hang on. I hate rubber tips because you got to constantly keep them clean so they perform at max. They have maximum performance capability. There he is. Is that all clean? Yes, it is. All right. So that's Storm Pegasus. Let's move on to Flame Sagittario. This guy in box, I'm just not even going to... The prices vary, but they're usually over $50. Finding one used, you're going to spend like $25. Really, the prize part of this bay is, in fact, the spin track, of course. As you can see, I have mine cobbled together from spare Sagittarios, and I don't even have the face bolt. That really kind of just explains how rare this bay can actually get, of course. This bay is, yeah, it's just Flame Sagittario. Usually we'll find these guys, I don't know why it's so expensive. I mean, the only really good part on the bay is Flame, and I don't even know if Claw 145 is good. A lot of people insist that it's good, but I just feel like these claws just kill its stamina. So yeah. Next one up is Rock Leone. Now, I have never found a Rock inbox. I don't know if I can find a Rock Leone on Amazon or eBay. I haven't looked for one. But I do know that it kind of gets a bit pricey. As you can see, this face bolt has seen better days. Same with the clear wheel. Same combo, 145 WB. Of course, it's a Hasbro WB. I hate how Hasbro's WB looks, but it's just WB. Yeah, I don't know. I think you can get this guy used for like $12.99 or something. Yeah, also disclaimer, there will be no light wheels in this video. But yeah. I don't know how much this guy would cost in box, but I'm sure he'd be a little pricey. Next one up is, in fact, Dark Bull H145 SD. Now, Dark Bull in box can go for quite a bit as well. Usually, as you can see, I cobbled this guy together from the Midnight Bull and, yeah, the Flame Aries track. But the prize part, of course, of this bay is the spin track, or the track, because I think this is the Hasbro version, so it's like really reinforced so it doesn't break as much as TT's. But yeah, just finding a Dark Bull is kind of hard to do. They're usually, if you find one used, you can usually find it for $14, pretty good price. But I haven't really looked too deep into Dark Bull. But I'm just happy I actually own one of them. Next up is, of course, Dark Wolf. Now, Dark Wolf is a pretty common bay. Nothing's really special about the parts. This is the set version, so you might spend a tiny bit more for this guy. I think. I could be totally wrong. But you're not going to be spending much. You can find them for $9.99 used, of course, and then you could probably find them in box for the same price as Pegasus and Storm Pegasus, or maybe cheaper. He comes with a light launcher, of course, so he is a starter, so he does have a bit of a price thing going for him. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Dark Wolf. Nothing too special on the prices on these guys. You can usually find these guys. This is a very common bay to find in a lot. So if you do buy a Metal Fight lot, I guarantee you you're probably going to find at least one Dark Wolf in there if it's a decently sized lot. Next one up, before we get into the light wheels, or like, well, yeah. Next up, we're going to do Storm Aquario. Now, this is one of the bays that gets quite pricey. Finding just Storm... The really prized part of this bay is the tip, which only came on Aquario and a limited edition Eagle. Of course, you're going to be spending quite a bit of money to get Storm Aquario. In box, Hasbro's, I think, goes for like $79, and then finding it TT-wise with light wheel, it's like 50 bucks, so it's pretty pricey. But you do get the performance tip out of it, so it's not really a bad deal. Plus, Aquario's energy ring is top tier, so that's always nice. Next up, we have Lightning Ldrago. Now, this guy, he's around the same price as Pegasus, as he does come in a starter with a string launcher. Same price, he's usually the $9.99 used. So, nothing too special on Lightning Ldrago. The prize parts on it are Lightning Ldrago itself. Track and tip and face bolt don't matter, but these are the two sought-after parts on this bay. So after Lightning Ldrago, we had Rock Aries. Now, I don't actually own the stock Aries energy ring, but I do own 145B. So, Rock Aries as a whole is, it's a decent bay. It's decent. Rock Aries can get with its stock combo, can get very expensive. In box Hasbro version, it can go for like $79 as well. I think a used Hasbro version still goes for like 40 bucks, and then I think just an Aries energy ring and just like then TTs goes for like the same price as Aquario, 50 bucks, of course. But you can always find the Aries energy ring and face bolts in lots, and then you can just kind of cobble the EDU145 tracks you get from other bays to make your Rock Aries. So yeah, not too expensive, but not too cheap. Next, we move on to a rather, I want to say it's a cheap one, but at the same time, I forgot Cancer. Wow, didn't I? Dark/Mad Cancer. Mad Cancer, you're going to be spending quite a bit of money for it, TT version. It's really only, the only real difference between Mad and Dark is Mad actually has this and a flat, sharp tip. This is Mad, it's plastic, versus the metal. So yeah. Mad Cancer stock, you're going to probably be spending around the same price as Aries and Aquario because it's a light wheel random booster prize. But Dark Cancer goes pretty cheap. The only real reasons you're going to want it is for the spin track, and I think that's in the clear wheel. Of course, this is a Hasbro clear wheel because it would actually say Cancer here, but it doesn't. So yeah, that's it for Dark Cancer. Now let's move on to Flame Libra. So Flame Libra in box goes for decent price. I think it's around $30. Used, of course, the prices do heavily vary on this Beyblade. As you can see, I cobbled mine together because I just like cobbling my bays together. And plus, I like this green better than the stock because it's like a much deeper green, not as lime. But yeah, the prize part of this bay, of course, is probably just the entire bay in general. A lot of people just buy it because it's Libra. Everyone likes you. Use baby. But yeah. Pretty expensive bay. I actually am going to go over the last thing, which is actually not a Beyblade. After that, of course, was Earth Eagle. Now, Earth Eagle after a couple months after release, skyrocketed in the market because it's just such a nice Beyblade. Mine, of course, uses the random booster energy ring. It's rather, yeah. I also think this uses a mold one of Earth, which is also quite hard to find. But Earth is a very good fusion wheel, which is one of the few. At the time, Earth and WD were the sought-after parts on this bay, as 145 has appeared on plenty of other bays. Another thing about this, this guy's prices go around, I want to say in box, it goes around like also 17 bucks, and then used is like $9.99, and if it's a rare version of like those ones with the painted metal wheels, they're going to go for like 40 to 25 to 100 bucks. So there's a huge price variation with the limited edition ones, but this is a random booster one because you can tell it has those painted inner wing. All right, next up we have, I do believe we're going to move on to more of the Dark Nebula Bay territory. So we got 4 of them. So let's start off with Storm Capricorn. So Storm Capricorn in-box goes for quite a bit. It's got quite a bit of price. I mean, you can usually find one used for 30 bucks. No, used one for $9.99. It gets very cheap when it's used. It's mostly sought after for the spin track and tip, because they're very fun to use. No competitive value to this bay whatsoever. Should probably also get cleaning this thing, because if they get dirty really fast, they bounce out of the stadium. But yeah. So Storm Capricorn, it's relatively a cheap bay, but if you do manage to find one for a good price, you usually get a great deal on it. So yeah, Storm Capricorn. Next one I do believe is Evil Gemios. Now this is actually in higher price territory. Evil Gemios in the set can go for like $50. Finding one used will set you back like 20 to 30 bucks. Of course, this is the Metal Masters case variant, but same combo, nothing special. Really, only thing that's kind of sought after of it is just the bay itself, because it's kind of hard to find, and nothing on it's really good except for the Gemini energy ring, or Gemios, or whatever they call it. I like calling... Here's the thing. I like calling... sometimes I like to call the bays by their actual constellations. Like instead of Bull, I may say Taurus. If I say Aquario, I might say... I may say Aquarius, and if I say even if it's Eagle, I may say Aquila. And if it's Geminos, I may say Gemios, I may say Gemini. But yeah. So I mean, this metal wheel is pretty common for Hasbro collectors because it appears on a lot of different bays, but it's not really that. It's not like a bay you would run home to your mama about getting. Because you can always find... I got this guy out of a lot, of course, and he was like one of the many reasons I bought it, plus 2 string launchers, of course. So yeah. Next, I do believe, is Thermal Pisces. Now, this is also a sought-after bay, as he was also released in a 3-pack with a string launcher, just like Pisces, just like Gemios. Not really anything to say about this bay. He's just kind of high in price. You can always find these guys. This guy's a very common bay to find in a lot. Like, I've gotten 2 of these guys, and it's getting kind of annoying. He's got a very clean... And this guy's actually in really good condition as well, which is awesome. Like, I bet you this guy's actually got all the stickers, and the Eternal Sharps condition is... Focus. Just really good. Anywho, yeah. Pretty nice. I wouldn't say you would write home to your mom about getting this bay as well, because there's so much easier ways to get it, which is usually through a lot. So next one I do think is actually also in rare and expensive territory is Rock Orso. Now, Rock Orso was only available through either Hasbro, which you can get as a starter, or in a double pack with, I do believe, was Flame Aries. This version does come with Flame Aries, but Rock Orso is also a very sought-after bay. I would say that at the time, the prize part was the spin track until it was released on Ray Unicorno. And it was also pretty uncommon since it came in such a big set. But if you do happen to have Rock Orso, you got a pretty rare bay. I haven't actually seen many listings for this Beyblade. He's kind of... I want to say he's around the $30 territory. But I haven't really seen listings for Rock Orso. I've seen listings for a different Rock... The Black Rock Orso. 145D. I mean, ED145D. But he's pretty cheap. I don't know about the brown, like the OG Rock Orso, but he can go for quite a bit. So yeah, not bad. Alright, now we're entering much more of interesting territory. Burn Phoenix, in box, this guy can go for quite a bit, but he usually sticks around the $17 territory on average. These guys, like when I said they're around $17 territory is kind of like the average of what you can find them for in general. But like, you can see mine's heavily used. I got this guy with an Earth Virgo for like ballsy amount of money. It was crazy how much I spent on this. It was super cheap. But yeah, so you can always find these guys. Usually when you do buy them used, however, the metal sharp tip is heavily worn out because kids say, oh, it's a metal tip so I can launch it outside. And then when they sell them, they're like, oh yeah, they don't even mention how the tip's worn. Of course, the TT versions, if you can find them with a good metal sharp, they go for a decent amount, but they're nothing special. Alright. Next Beyblade on our list, of course, is Earth Virgo. Now, this is the last random booster bay of the series. Earth Virgo goes for a decent amount of money. This is the Hasbro version, of course, a double pack version with Evil Pisces. And I would say definitely easily to say that the sought after part on Orso Spin Track, sought after parts on Phoenix is the metal wheel and tip. Earth Virgo's sought after part is the fusion wheel and spin track. Now, Earth Virgo's prices heavily vary. Like, you can find them in the $12 territory as well as if they're used. And then you can find them in the god ballsy amounts of like $100 TT version, which is a kind of a ripoff in my opinion. If you are selling one for that much, I'm not trying to attack you. I'm just saying it's kind of a ripoff when you can find the Hasbro versions are so much cheaper. So yeah. Next up on our list, of course, is I think this guy was actually revealed quite a bit earlier, but just for sake of consistency, I'm just going to throw him in here. So this is Cyber Pegasus. Now you can see mine is pretty used. Cyber Pegasus as a whole can go for quite a bit. Mint condition Cybers are in boxes are usually like a couple $100s. Since it is a painted fusion wheel bay, a painted metal wheel bay, if you tend to find these guys in pretty bad shape when some kid guys it because they think Sora's like the better than Jenga. And I mean, I wouldn't blame them. Sora's kind of cool, but yeah, usually finding these guys in good condition are hard, especially if it's Kartomi. Luckily, I found a Kartomi where the print on the facebolt is in, if I can focus, is in really good condition, and I'd like to keep it that way. But yeah, overall, the metal wheels print always gets on, and then it has a hole flat, and hole flat tends to break easily. So what I'd like to do is I just like to put a thumbtack in it and just kind of wiggle it around to widen the flat tip. But yeah, that's just me. All right, so we're nearing the end. We only have 2 more tops. Next up we have is Rock Scorpio. Now this guy, for some reason, he's really expensive in the box, but like buying him used is not expensive at all. I happen to own 3 Rock Scorpios, which is just dumb at this point. No real reason this guy is sought after. Maybe the clear wheel because he can be used on Flash, but that's about it. Or you may just really like Rock Scorpio and you may want it. I don't know why this guy's rare. That's like the one reason. People say he's rare, some people say he's common, some people say he's expensive for no apparent reason, but that's pretty much it for him. He's just kind of there. It's like just rock. A lot of rocks in. And lastly, of course, we have our last Beyblade, which was Poison Serpent. This is the Sonic series version with that crazy green color. Poison Serpent is like around the Burn Phoenix price territory of $17 in box, and then used he's like $9.99. He's not even worth your money. Like, if you buy Poison Serpent, I know one of my people on my server who subscribed to me has Poison Serpent and bought it. I'm not talking trash on you, I promise. But just if you buy Poison Serpent, you are just terrible. All right, no, that's a little strongly worded. I'm gonna lose all my subscribers for saying if you bought Poison Serpent. I know a lot of people think this Beyblade is cool, and I can't blame them. Poison Serpent does look like a really cool looking bay with that cool track and the tip. But it's just bad, man. Poison isn't even that good. And if your reason you're buying this bay is either for the spin is not just... Why would you buy this? It is literal trash. But I guess if you buy it, you may like the facebolt, especially the Sonic series is red and gold facebolt is pretty cool looking. But maybe you like the Poison wheel, or maybe you want to have a Poison wheel for your Poison Giraffe that you just don't want to ruin the purple fusion wheel. Or maybe you just like the Serpent Energy Ring, which I don't even think has any competitive value either. But if that's all, then that's pretty much all of the Metal Fusion line of tops. Of course, I don't have all of the stock versions, and I'm not the type of guy who likes the light wheels so much, so I just kind of have them all. Of course, I'm going to do one more thing, the Bay Pointer. This was also a very big thing for Season 1, and you can usually find these guys within the, hang on, see, show them. Yeah. You can usually find these guys within I think the $80 price range used, and then in box, it's ridiculous. It's like $300 or $200. And then there's like the Korean sound versions, and then there's so many different versions of Bay Pointers, it's not even funny. I'd rather spend $8 on a used Bay Point card and then just make my launcher grip, my 3-segment launcher grip with some meme on it. I'm going to actually do a fun video where I show my 3-segment launcher grip, and I may just change the meme on it every video, but that might be it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Bay pointers. You might want to tighten them when you get them because these little tabs here tend to wiggle off. So you just want to kind of tighten the screws a bit. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Bay pointer. So for Metal Fusion as a whole, the tops can get pretty pricey, but it's not as pricey as some of the Metal Fury and Metal Masters tops, which is awesome. Because some of them get pricey, such as Rock Aries and Storm Aquario, but those prices usually get overlooked. So anywho, thank you for watching this video. If you liked that, if you liked the video, well, just hit the like button. It's common sense. Subscribe if you haven't already. Also, join the Discord. Link is in the description below. And have an awesome day. And Beyblade.